Hi class, this lecture continues our lecture series in solving trigonometric equations, and this is going to be our lecture number 5, and this one looks at just using the calculator to solve. Okay, so lecture number 5. And I just have two quick examples for you, okay? And so you're going to notice that the first, solving it initially for the first solution is pretty easy, but then I'm going to need a little bit of trick to find the second solution. All right, let me show you what I mean. So we're on example number 19 here. So you're going to solve sine of x is equal to 0.8246, and we're going to solve on 0 to 2 pi. Okay? And so here's what you're going to do. You're going to use the inverse function property to solve this. So what you're going to do is you're going to take sine inverse of each side. All right, so sine inverse of sine of x is just x. All right, now you're going to do this in your calculator, here's the thing. You have to make sure you're in radians, okay, in your calculator. So let me load up my calculator here and show you. So you're just going to go to mode, and you're just going to make sure it's in radians, okay? All right, so look, I want to find sine inverse of 0.8246. So I'm going to go second function inverse 0.8246. And you're going to get this, and I'm going to round this to 4 decimal points. You're going to get 0.9695, okay? Okay, and this is rounded to 4 decimal points. Okay, so that's somewhere out here, right? So like x is equal to 0.9695 is out here somewhere. Okay, so basically all this is saying is look, when you get up to here, the sine value is this. And I'll verify this for you just so you can see. Like if I go sine of 0.9695 when I round it here. Look, I get right back to 0.8246, okay? It's a little bit more because we rounded here, but you can see that it worked. So now, here's the thing. There's another solution on 2 pi, okay? And it's this point over here, but like I have to figure out how to find that point, okay? And this is where it gets really, really complicated, right? So this point here, okay, the distance here, all right, on here, it's remember this is in radians, okay? So this is pi, okay, radians, but I'm backing it up. I'm backing it up this distance. So the next solution would be pi minus this value, okay? And watch, let me show you something here, okay? So if I take sine of pi minus 9 or 0.9695, I should get a 0.8246, okay? So sine of pi minus, okay, 0.9695, yeah, I do. So you had to use the unit circle there and figure out how to find that value in radians. Okay. All right, let's do another one because I know this is rather can be rather confusing. Okay, and I'll do one with cosine. And this is on example 20. Let's solve cosine of x is equal to minus 2 over 5, which just so we're clear is minus 0.4, okay, on 0 to 2 pi. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the inverse again, okay? So cosine inverse of cosine is just x. So we're going to need our calculator here, all right? So I'm going to do cosine inverse of negative 0.4. And I'll round 4 decimal points again. So look, this is 1.9823 when I round it, 1.9823. So look, that's somewhere, you know, in terms of radians, right? So this is pi over 2 radians. That's somewhere over here, okay? It's somewhere over here, right? All right. So how do I find the corresponding? So look, cosine is negative here, right, in quadrant 2. So the corresponding same value is going to be somewhere over here. So to find that value, okay, because I know this distance in radians, to go back to this distance here, that same distance, I would start at pi over 2 and subtract that, okay? Or not pi over 2, I'm sorry, 2 pi. I didn't mean pi over 2, sorry. So it would be 2 pi minus 1.9823. And now watch, to show you that this works. Watch this, if I go cosine, and let me even start with this one. Cosine of 1.9823. Yep, that's really close. Remember, it's not going to be exact because I rounded it, but it's close to negative 0.4. And then if I do cosine of 2 pi minus 1.9823. Yeah. And look, here's another way you can cheat if you don't know. Should it be pi minus this? Should it, you know, like if you go cosine, if you had just been like, oh, let me just try pi, you'll notice you get positive, so it can't be that. So then the next one would be try 2 pi and so on. And that's another way you can kind of cheat with your calculator to help you figure out, do I do, 2 pi minus my value, so on, and it really, again, it's going to always depend on the problem, All right, well, I hope these quick one help. So your calculator will using the inverse will help you get the first solution, and then you're going to need this type of trick here to help you get the second solution.